Hi, this is Steven from Just Got Played, and today I'm going to unbox the Tiny Epic Vikings Prototype. So I always back these Tiny Epic games at the honorary producer level, which means I usually get an early prototype of the game. So again, everything I need to play the game, but not, finished production components. You can see it also comes with Shamans, which is what makes a deluxe version deluxe. And as well, Ragnarok, which is an expansion. So we'll take a look at all of that here shortly as well. So Tiny Epic Vikings, let's see here. What is that? 1 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes, ages 14 and up. You can see what makes a Tiny Epic game. Easy entry, high strategy, low downtime, short play time, high replayability, and small box. All right, let's see what's in here. So Tiny Epic Vikings, you've got drafting and area control and set collection. All right off the bat, the rule book, and there is going to be a dies tutorial. I don't think that's out yet, but that's cool. Look at all the components. So here's a good look at what the components are to look like in the finished version of the game. The version I have here isn't going to have these nifty components, which are still being produced at the factory, maybe. But a lot of the art and stuff on the cards should be the same. All right, so we've got a table of contents. Nice, handy setup chart, right? So there's a map in the middle, which is new to the Tiny Epic games, as well as the player board that you would expect. So there's gameplay. There's phase 1 where you draft some cards. Phase 2, you get to do some actions, starting and resolving a battle, talking about the maps, sailing around, performing a leader action, getting control of an island. Increasing a god's fury is important, as at the end of the game, the most furious god's runes are worth the most, I think. So you got rune actions, and then phase 3 is cleanup, and here it talks about the final scoring. There's a 2-player game variant and a solo. All right, so here's the solo setup, the phase 1, phase 2 for solo. Seems like a fairly detailed solo game. Maybe I'll have to check that out. Maybe I'll live stream a solo play. Phase 3, cleanup. All right, end of game and final scoring. All right, and there you go. There's a quick reference guide. So that kind of tells you how much stuff. These games are always epic. There's a lot of stuff going on. All right. So let's see what we have as far as components go and see if I can sort of map this to what's in the rule book. I mean, I think right off the bat, I see some boats and probably temples. So, all right, so these are going to be the temples, I would imagine. I mean, they look sort of temple-like to me. The temples can move around, so I guess they probably are more accurately a priest or a religious figure, shaman or something. All right, so here are the boats. So again, just sort of generic boats, but definitely recognizable as boats. And then I also have settlers in here. I guess that's going to be these meeples, right? Always the traditional meeple, but in the finished game, they won't be. All right. Meeples. Bunch of different markers. There's, I don't know, maybe these are the villages, probably. Yeah. I'm going to assume those are villages. We've got resource markers, probably. All right, resource markers. So if you want to make your own print and play version of the game, here's these components look like they're just from GameCrafter or something. So you probably could get stuff. Maybe this is the chieftain marker. Not sure what significance that has there. And something in here is fury markers. I don't know, maybe that's just the cubes. But I'll have to figure that out as I go along. But I think the more interesting thing is going to be the cards and stuff and the art. So let's take a look here. Hey, look, let's pull the board out, right? I mentioned it's the first time anyway there's been a folding board here in the Tiny Epic games. So it is double-sided. So we've got runes on the map and some interesting art. That's one side, and there's the other side. Curious about the map. Nice. All right, and these are... Let's take a look at these different mats. I guess there's going to be these clan mats. What is that? It's like some kind of scoring track. All right. I'm not sure what that mat is. That is the era /score mat. All right. Cool. All right, so we've got the different gods. I think you play 3 gods during the game. So, all right, there's Thor, and then Odin, Frigg, Njord, Sif, Freya. All right, so those are the gods that come with the game. And these are the player mats, right? So you track your resources down here at the bottom, and you have places to put, boats and temples and your Vikings, I guess, on. All right, so those are, I think they're going to be all the same. They're just different player colors. Yeah. All right, there you go. Oh, and then on the back, I guess it has talks about the different clans. All right. Don't know how to pronounce any of this. Ilfing, Volsung, Weigmunding, Skjoldum. Yeah, I'm sure my pronunciation was awful, but there you go. Different clans that we have there. All right, let's take a look at some of these cards. I'm guessing these are going to be mostly Viking cards, maybe entirely Viking cards. Let's see. They all seem to have the same back. All right, I'm going to say these are the Viking cards. All right. All right, so you've got the Vikings. They've got runes and names and information on them. All right. I'll just go through these real quick. You can pause if you want to look at the art or names of any of these. That was, okay, interesting. Frida, nice. Haven't, seen any names that I recognize from my own family tree yet. Sigrid, nice. Astrid. I know somebody named Astrid. Always thought that was a cool name. All right. Inga. Also know somebody named Inga. I guess I know several of these people, but that's all right. Carl. Who doesn't know a Carl? All right. Roar. I don't know anybody named Roar. But, I like the art on these. It's pretty nice. I mean, there are some issues with some of the art that I won't go into here, but the art style I find pretty nice. All right, so let's take a look at the favor cards. All right, so you've got a rune and resources. Right, so these are all, some of them are multiple runes and resources. All right, so those are, I guess, the God's Favor cards. All right, so that was everything that came in the base game. So now let's see, if you have a deluxe edition, you're also going to get this. You're going to get the Shamans. All right, so what are the Shamans? Well, let's just look at the rule book real quick. So you can see it's going to come with a bunch of Cairn tokens, some Shaman Viking cards. So those just get shuffled into that deck of Vikings that we just looked at, and 2 additional God Mats, okay? And so what's different about the Shamans? The Shamans have extra runes on them, so I guess they can move the God's Fury up more. There's solo rules for them as well, all right? And it looks like their leader action requires a rune to be able to activate. All right, and then Cairns are like a wild rune that you collect off of these favor cards, and then they're one-time use wild runes. All right, so let's take a look at the extra stuff that came in here. So there's those Shamans and those extra gods, and then with my just a prototype version, the Cairns are just these little sort of road/track pieces you would find from other games, but much nicer one in the final version. All right, so we get Loki. All right, yeah, so you can just shuffle right in if you want to deal them randomly. And Hel, Goddess of Death. Nice. Okay, cool. Always nice to have extra gods, extra options there. And then, yep, these have the same back because they just get shuffled into that deck. So there's Skald, and you see there's the 2 runes here. And then I guess this is the rune. When you activate the leader power, you have to pay, right? So these you have to have a rune, I guess, to pay that cost. All right, so there you go. That's the extra stuff that's in the deluxe version, which is this Shamans thing. Now, separately, you could have also gotten an expansion, Ragnarok. And so there's a lot of stuff in here. Let's make some space and take a look at what we have. So let's go through the rule book first. All right, Slayer's rulebook. All right, so there's a prologue. Expansion overview. So it looks like there's a new board. That's cool. Look here, there's a lot of Valkyrie tokens and giant tokens. So, my components won't look like that. But you've got the Valkyrie Mats, Valkyrie Viking Cards, Giant Slayer Viking Cards. So I guess these all just go right in there as well. And some more God Mats. Always more God Mats. All right, so there's the expansion setup. So Valkyries help you slay these giants, and giants are worth victory points. Basically, the game gives you two different actions, right? Slay a giant and deploy a Valkyrie. So those are added to your choice of actions during the normal course of the game. So this talks about slaying a giant, which takes, a lot of people, although, like I said, Valkyries can help. And then you've got your Valkyries. Talks about those as well, right over here. All right, so there's deploying Valkyries, having Valkyries on the ground. Talks about 2-player and then solo as well. So it goes on for solo. All right, so let's take a look at some of this stuff that we have in here then. So this looks like the Giants and the Valkyries. So again, 3 Valkyries in each player color, but they won't look like this, right? So that's what Valkyries look like in this prototype. And these are the giant tokens. So the giant tokens really, it could just be anything. But the key is, you had to have numbers written on the other side, which is the variable number of victory points. And you get to keep that secret, right? So you slay a giant, and then I don't know if there's any way to peek at the number before you slay it or what. But, you can hide those face down so people don't know what you have victory point wise. But again, the more interesting stuff is going to be, because I don't, expect the art or anything to change. Here's another map. All right. So there's a cool map, and I'm sure it's double-sided. Yep. Flips the other way than what I'm expecting it to flip. All right. So there's a look at the additional map. That second map is probably going to make it. I always try to fit everything in the main box, but that second map is probably going to make it not happen. I've been able to do it with every game previously. Well, maybe not the, was it Tiny Epic Tactics, where you have the different extra cloth maps or whatever that came in weird sized boxes. Anyway. All right. So we talked about having these extra Valkyrie and Giant Slayer cards. So these are Valkyries, right? And again, it just looks like the back is the same because it gets shuffled in with the other Vikings. So here's the ones that we have. Brynhilda. Sigdrifa. I don't know. All right. Okay. And then these are Giant Slayers. Okay. Cool. Definitely have got a specific look to them. And the color sort of tells you what they are as well. All right, cool. And then lastly, we had some more mats and stuff, right? So these. All right. All right, so more gods. God of beauty. Funny. Bloodshed. Beauty and bloodshed. Great. Oh, Goddess of the Sun. That's cool. All right. Loyalty. Neat. All right. So those were the new gods. And then these are the Valkyrie Mats, I guess. So again, I don't actually know how the Valkyries work offhand, but I guess you have Valkyrie Mats. And, got some more plans back here. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, that is what a Tiny Epic Vikings prototype looks like if you get one from Gamelyn Games. So maybe this, gave you some ideas of how to make your own sort of print and play version. You can see the components that Gamelyn Games likes to use. But anyway, if you have any questions about this, you can let me know in the comments below. Or you can come join our Discord. There's a link to our Discord in the description of this video. Give us a like if you like this video. Let me know if you'd like to see a solo playthrough of this. I could record or do a live solo playthrough session to give you an idea of how the game is played, if that's interesting to you. But otherwise, if you have any other questions about the game, just let me know. Again, Discord or comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. All right, but until the next one, thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, just wanted to have a quick addendum here. I mentioned it in the video that I like to try to put everything in the base box. So I didn't really try to organize it. I just kind of wanted to throw stuff in here and see. You can see that there is a little bit of box lift. I might be able to eliminate that box lift, but basically all I did was, I threw the rule books on top. That's where I like to keep my rule books. But, I stacked the boards at the bottom, the mats on top, these cards in the corner, and then just kind of threw everything else in there, disorganized. Now, I would prefer to bag everything and organize it, but I really doubt it would all fit in there. But yeah, the two boards at the bottom, all this stuff just scattered in here, and everything thrown on top. I don't want to spend 20 minutes repacking the game. I just want to be able to throw stuff in there. So yeah, look at that. This is acceptable. So maybe, some of these things like those Valkyrie pieces that I have in here might be bigger than the actual production ones. So it may work even better with the production version. I don't know, but when it comes, I'll figure it out and let you know. Thanks.